Hello, and welcome to our video on real-life-based ghost stories. Ghosts have been a part of human folklore and mythology for centuries, with countless stories of spirits and specters haunting homes, buildings, and even entire cities. In this video, we will be exploring some of the most terrifying ghost stories that are based on true events and the real-life experiences of those who have encountered these supernatural entities. The Haunted Doll. Our first story takes us to a small town in the Midwest, where a family inherited an old doll from their grandmother. The doll had been in the family for generations and was said to be cursed by an angry spirit. Shortly after bringing the doll into their home, the family began to experience strange occurrences, such as objects moving on their own and doors opening and closing without explanation. They soon realized that the doll was the source of these disturbances and attempted to dispose of it, but it always found its way back to their doorstep. The family eventually had to call in a paranormal investigator, who confirmed that the doll was indeed haunted by a vengeful spirit. The doll was then sealed in a wooden box and buried in an undisclosed location, in hopes of keeping the spirit trapped forever. The Faceless Woman. Our next story takes us to a remote farmhouse in the English countryside, where a family moved in and immediately began to experience strange occurrences. They reported seeing a woman in a long white dress walking through the fields, but upon closer inspection, they realized that the woman had no face. The family also reported hearing strange noises at night, such as footsteps and whispers, and feeling a sense of dread in certain parts of the house. They eventually called in a medium, who confirmed that the spirit of a woman who had been murdered on the property was haunting the home. The family moved out soon after, unable to bear the terror of living with a faceless ghost. The Ghost Ship. Our third story takes us out to sea, where a group of fishermen encountered a ghost ship while out on the water. They reported seeing a large, old-fashioned vessel drifting aimlessly through the waves, with no crew on board. As they got closer, they realized that the ship was covered in moss and seaweed, as if it had been abandoned for years. The fishermen attempted to board the ship, but were overcome by a sense of dread and quickly retreated back to their own boat. They later learned that the ship had been lost at sea decades earlier, and that the spirits of the crew still roamed its decks. The Crying Child. Our fourth story takes us to a hotel in a small town in the American Southwest, where guests have reported hearing the sound of a child crying in one of the rooms. When hotel staff investigate the room, they find that it is empty, but the crying continues. Some guests have even reported seeing the ghost of a young girl in the hallway outside the room, her eyes filled with tears. It is believed that the child died in the hotel years ago, and her spirit has remained trapped there ever since. The Vanishing Hitchhiker. Our fifth and final story takes us to a lonely stretch of highway in the middle of the desert, where drivers have reported picking up a hitchhiker in a tattered coat. The hitchhiker always requests to be taken to a nearby town, but when the driver arrives, the hitchhiker has disappeared from the car. It is believed that the hitchhiker was a young man who died in a car accident on that stretch of highway many years ago, and his spirit still roams the road, looking for a way home. Conclusion? And there you have it, 5 real-life ghost stories that are sure to send shivers down your spine. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, these stories are a testament to the enduring fascination with the supernatural. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more spine-tingling content.